Hello my keto peeps, it's Samaya and welcome back to my channel, I Don't Sugarcoat. Today, I'm going to show you guys how I make keto lupin hummus. So let's get started. Okay, I know there are a ton of keto hummus recipes out there made with all different types of things. And there are a few lupin hummus recipes out there. So I'm going to show you today how I make my lupus hummus. And I hope that kind of sounded funny. I hope I said that right. No, I think I said lupus. Oh my gosh. I'm going to show you how I make my lupin hummus. So to begin, I like to use actual lupin beans to make my hummus with. I know a lot of people will use the flour, and I've made it that way once. To me, it's good. It is good, but I just prefer it with the actual beans. So this is just my personal preference. I'm not saying to not make it with lupin flour. I'm just saying that this way is my personal preference. Okay, so I have 16 ounces of some whole lupin beans here, as you can see. This particular kind that I use, and I use it often, is this brand. I guess it's called Brammy, and they have some snack lupini beans that they make. And these come in flavors. And I'll tell you right now, the flavors don't actually add that much to it. If you're eating the beans by itself, then yes, you're going to taste the flavors. But when I first started making lupin hummus and I used these beans, I really didn't taste much of the flavors that these beans are marinated in. And what I typically do is I will open the package and rinse them off to rinse off as much of the marinade that's on it. And then I will use it just like that. So if you don't want to do the marinated kind, I would suggest going with something more along the lines of this, these plain lupin beans. And this is by Ziad. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but hopefully I am. And you can get these as well. I typically like to use this if I'm going to make a sweet lupin hummus, because it's completely plain, has no flavor. So that's what I typically like to use this for. And when I'm making just regular hummus, I will use this right here. So I will leave that up to you how you want to do it. But I will leave links for both of these in the description of this video. So we're going to begin by adding 1/3 cup of some tahini into my blender here. To that, I'm going to be adding 1/4 cup of some lemon juice. Now, when I typically see lupin recipes, the amount of water and things like that is very minimal. But I found when I was making lupin hummus with the beans that little bit of liquid did not do it at all, at least for my personal taste and how I like my texture. So I will leave it up to you to adjust the levels of water and oil that I'm going to recommend. But for me, this makes it the perfect texture for me. So here I have 10 tablespoons, about 5 ounces of some water. To that, I'm going to be adding 3 teaspoons of some minced garlic. And then I like my hummus to be really flavored with the cumin taste. So this is another thing that I will leave up to you. You decide how much you like to put in. For me, I like to put in 1.5 tablespoons. I love the flavor of cumin, so it's up to you how much you want to put in. And then I'm going to be adding 14 tablespoons of some oil. And I know you're probably thinking, whoa, that is a lot more than what I've seen with other Lupin recipes. As I said, with other hummus recipes. This is something you can adjust to however you want the texture to be. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and let this get a quick mix together before I add my Lupin beans. Okay, now that that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and toss in my beans. And now I'm gonna let this go until it gets nice and creamy. And I have my little plunger here. If you have a Vitamix, I recommend you pulling it out to help it blend together. If you don't have a Vitamix, then you're gonna wanna stop it and stir it up and keep going until it gets to the right consistency. Now this is just about the consistency that I like. If you look on the side of your blender, you will see that there is some larger pieces of Lupin beans on there. So I just like to take my spatula and scrape down those sides. I'm gonna taste this to see how much salt I need to add. Again, that's gonna be something that I'm gonna leave up to you. I'm not gonna give a recommended amount because that's gonna be your personal taste. Oh, wow. That is so good. So now I'm gonna put my lid back on and I'm just gonna give it one last mix. And this is finished. And it is so creamy and it is so smooth in texture. I hope you guys can kind of see it and get a feel for the texture of this. And it has just the slightest little bit of pieces throughout. So I absolutely love this stuff. And I'm gonna go ahead and get this into a container and then I'm gonna taste this for you guys. Okay, now look at that. It looks absolutely fabulous. It smells so good. It's so creamy, so delicious, and it still has just the slightest little bite of the actual lupini bean. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take the back of my spoon and create some swirls in it so I can add a few things to the top of this. Okay, so not my prettiest work, but it's fine. It's a bit easier to do when it's on a plate and you're just going around in a circle, but this is totally fine. So now I'm gonna be adding just a touch of olive oil to the top. And I would say this is probably gonna be no more than a tablespoon worth. But you can skip this step if you want. If you don't wanna add that, it's absolutely fine. That is totally up to you. And now I'm gonna be sprinkling on just a little bit of some smoked paprika. Okay, and then lastly, just a touch of some chopped up parsley, some fresh chopped up parsley. Now, I know I tried this earlier, but that was to check for the salt levels. Now that it is all complete, now I have to give it another taste. And here I have my lazy disc bread. And if you didn't see that video, I will go ahead and leave a link for it up here or up there, whichever corner. I always forget. But this is how I like to eat my hummus. Not all the time. When I have crackers on hand, I love to do it with crackers. I'm not real big on doing it with vegetables, but this is my new go-to. So if you want a quick and easy dipping bread that is something of a cross between a cracker and bread, check out my lazy disc bread recipe. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be perfect for just about any dip you wanna use it with. So I'm gonna take a piece of this here and just go ahead and stick it in. And as you can see, it holds dip very well. It's thin, it is not quite crispy. It's more like firm. So it has a nice firm texture, a firm bite, but still kind of soft. Now, if you want it crispy, just watch the video. You can cook it longer, make it crispy. But This is how I like to eat mine. Here we go. Oh my goodness, you guys. This is absolutely fantastic. I swear. And this is my girls' favorite. My husband loves this too, but my girls, oh my God, they will eat this with nothing else. Like literally just sticking their fingers in it and just eating it like that. That is how good this keto hummus is. I'm not gonna lie. Before I started keto, I had never had hummus before, not the original version. And since I have tried it, I tried it maybe a month ago, and I gotta tell you, I didn't like it. I don't know if it's because it's the chickpeas or whatever, but to me, this is better. And my youngest daughter thinks the same thing. She prefers the Lupin hummus to regular hummus. So give this recipe a try, you guys. I guarantee you're gonna love it. The first time you make it, try it the exact same way that I do it, and then figure out what adjustments you want to make from there. Let me know how you feel about it in the description of this video. But that's all I've got for you guys today. This is Keto Lupin Hummus, and it is fantastic. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button for me. If you're new here, don't forget to click that subscribe button, and don't forget to ding the little bell so you can get notifications every time I upload a new video. And until next time, you guys, bye.